And we're live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Wednesday. It's the time to sit back, relax, and talk about some of the lovely things that we have found going on in the world of Linux and the open source. And well, you know what? Anything else that catches our eye, and Klingon is on the menu.
Yes.
This evening, because you know what?
Absolutely.
You know what? This is our show. We get to talk about what we want.
Yes.
Ha! Deal with it. So we're going to talk about Klingon. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We were just talking about Jill terrorizing Los Angeles sidewalks with her bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What was that thing you just posted in General Disarrays? And I saw something that looked like a Steam Deck. But I would have to reach over and scroll up, and I can't scroll up, so I'll never know.
Let me see who's posted. D-Brand are cooking up something big for the Steam Deck.
Okay.
So it's a nice protective cover for it.
Oh, they're going to put a
skins.
case. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what, okay, D-Brand. All right.
Yeah.
That's going to become a whole industry of people putting cases on their decks.
Yeah, that's also a good sign because people know it's going to be very popular. So the more cases, the better. So,
Man,
yay!
We will see.
Hi Daisy. Hi Arthurian. Hearts, love to you both.
So I'm chilling out, relaxing. We got through Snowpocalypse Mageddon 2022.
Yeah, so that's another thing. And I got through the tsunami.
The tsunami.
Yeah.
Was there a shower?
No, it actually did damage our pier a bit. So it got to about a 1.5 foot swell, which is, it's quite impressive for a wall of water that was around the other side of the world.
Let me see. Cloudy. I'm genuinely checking the weather because last time I looked, they said it was going to rain, not rain, but snow all day Friday too.
Yeah, I heard there's another storm coming in too. It's supposed to do the same thing.
15 PSI, 69. I don't know. I was a little let down. I was promised death and chaos and frozen bodies in the street like every single time. Then, it's going to snow in this area. And I went out, drove around. I'm like, it was cosmetic snow. I'm like, oh, look, everything's covered in snow for a minute. That'll be gone by tomorrow morning. And it was. So.
Yeah, and it melted away.
Who knows? Let's see.
But yeah, it was really interesting the day the volcano went off because I got, alerts on my phone, tsunami alerts. So it's like, oh boy, here we go again. Now where I live, I'm 100 foot just 100 foot above seawater, above sea level, which is exactly where you want to be because whenever in history, there's been tsunamis, whether it's been, the earth moving or a cliff falling or a meteorite. The swells aren't usually more than 30 to 50 feet for the big giant ones. So I'm pretty safe. In fact, one of the reasons we moved into this area is because there is a cliff, just over the beach. So we have a little more hills. So we're not in the flat area, but I have friends that live in the flat area, and there it is a problem because they do get flooding occasionally in Hermosa Beach.
Well, that's one of the benefits of living in California, man. I mean, there's always a natural disaster right around the corner.
Yeah. But being in the foothills a bit does help.
Here's a pro tip, everyone. Live above sea level if you possibly can. If that's an option.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I went to Mardi Gras years and years and years ago.
Oh, yeah. And that's below sea level in New Orleans.
This was before they had the tsunami thing going down. But that was in my mind the entire time I was there. I mean, like, man, there were like dams and stuff, just keeping the ocean like not coming.
I know, at bay. Yeah.
I don't know. If it's an option, try to get above that.
Yeah.
The pine
absolutely.
note. I saw some of those coming out. You're posting some pictures
Yeah.
on it. My only
I
question.
saw one with XFCE on it.
Yeah. My only question for that is there an option to flip it to negative? Because
Yeah. Yeah, so it's easier on the eyes.
I was going to say, you know what, I could just read it in the dark. I'm like, no, you can. It's e-ink.
Mm-hmm. You got to put a light on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they have the backlit ones like some of the Kindles do.
Oh, do they have backlit Kindles now?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
90% below.
Oh, wow, Daisy.
Hello, Big of yeah, this reasonably together. We'll be able to.
Yay, Becco Farm.
I think we'll pop in. Got about 4 minutes before go time, so.
Okay, I think I will go take a break real quick. So I'm ready to go.
And the thing I bought is still safe in California. Hopefully it didn't get tsunami'd.
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, fortunately, nothing terribly catastrophic ever happens in this fun little collegiate town that I've chosen to hang out in, which is good. But then again, it might snow again on Friday. So what I'm going to do is go buy some supplies on Thursday to guarantee that nothing of interest takes place on Friday. But I do want to thank everybody at Showed Up for Trackmania yesterday. That was interesting. We do a little practice on Tuesdays, which is really to set some base times for the rest of the week, which is, I think somebody beat me. I got @replied. I pulled down the notification. I guess I could do that. Let's see. It doesn't tell me. I think somebody beat one of my times, which doesn't take a whole lot. Doesn't take a whole lot. So, I need to get... Beastwick beat me? This is good. Michael was there. We had a couple of people show up yesterday for practice. But the server's up 24/7, so the new tracks... By the way, I've loaded a boss level track since last night, and I've pulled out a track because we all decided that Easter 92, that track was no fun, and we didn't like it. So that's not going to be in the rotation. For the totes, not a competition, but since it's not a competition, we're giving away some free games. That'll go down on Friday. But yeah, I added a boss level track at the end that I'm going to have to really, really practice just to get around. It's not necessarily hard, but I think we'll have a good time with it. That's coming, and what am I talking about? Let's see, we got that, Cosmic, Essence OS. Have you heard about that? You will. And I got some audio stuff I'm going to talk about at the end, which is going to be pretty interesting. Whiskey and poker. I don't mind poker. Poker's fun. It's got to be in a mood to play it. When it comes to card games, I'll play blackjack until I'm asked to stop. That's about as far as I go with cards. But it's good that people are starting to get back out and together and doing the things. I have a new microphone showing up. That's why I was checking. And I got that Motu thing pushed out yesterday, finally. It took like a month to get all that stuff done. So I gotta figure out what I'm going to get next. No idea. I know what I should get, but it's not what I want to get. Because I understand intellectually, I could tell everyone that, hey, you can pretty much just buy any USB audio interface and plug it in and it's going to work. But that's not going to stop people from going, does X, Y, Z work? That's just one of the things. How's my, okay. That's about where I want it to be. I could realign some of these levels. Because I put kernel 516 on Jackbox for testing that interface, but that's not the kernel that I run for the shows. Isn't Linux neat? Like, doing that is very trivial. Oh, only play money. Ah. Oof. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could be coerced in that. I think I would definitely have to have some type of stakes to maintain my interest. Not really on gambling, though. I don't know if it'd necessarily be money. Maybe the alcohol itself would work. Maybe that by itself would definitely work. Also, I gotta find time to play more God of War. Gotta find more time to do that. Because I ran into the hockey stick difficulty curve. By the way, if you run into a Valkyrie room, just keep going, man. Keep going. Don't tango with Valkyries. That was about 6 hours, maybe 7 hours into the game of me playing around. That was the first time I had to go to YouTube, and I'm like, what is up with these things? They're optional, get good characters. I got wrecked hard. Maybe I'll come back and tango with a Valkyrie at some point. I don't know. Might not. Let me get that in, and that's together. Oh, we got Joe back. There's Joe. You got Ben Bash t-shirt on today?
Yes.
I was looking to get a ring made, and it was cost prohibitive. I wanted to get one of those rings that cover like my last 3 fingers. You know, it's just like the big block, the big blinky rings.
Yeah.
All nice and sparkly. It just says root.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
Way too
and then
much money.
People would actually be able to. Well, then people would actually be able to read it because it'd be big enough.
Oh, it'd be ginormous. It would be very, very gaudy. But I was just going to have it for doing videos. Because I thought it'd be hilarious to have like a big bling ring that just says
that would
root.
be, yeah. And it's very you, too.
It would be yet another thing in my house that I would have to explain. Like, why do you have that? Like, hear me out. There's a story behind this. All right, everyone. I'm going to go grab something to drink, and Jill is going to regale you with tales of, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Aw. Hey, Beastwick. Hi, Oil of Hope. FX Boy Forever. Good to see you all. What's everyone been up to? It's weird. It's like that lull, you know, right after the holidays. It's always this weird, I don't know, in between time before things start picking up. Yeah, Arthur, and it's been very, very good. I did I did something fun last week, and now I'm forgetting what it is. Did lots of podcasting, of course, but of course LGC on Saturday, and then yesterday I played Trackmania Stadium, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, Oil of Hope. Yeah, I didn't do Disney. I did Disney the week before last. And actually I have another trip coming up. Yay! Having fun at the happiest place on earth, and it's been wonderful. Oh yeah. Artherin, thank you for reminding me. So I got this cute little kitty cup, little kawaii kitty cup. Nico. Nico kitty. It's got little ears. It's really cute. Yeah, so what has everyone here been doing for breaks or vacations since COVID hit? That's why, Steve, husband, and I, we do Disneyland because it's outside and we can avoid, the park's not at full capacity and we can avoid the big crowds, which is nice. Oh, I love Jack Skellington. Yay, Beastwig. That's awesome. Aw. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Oh, you went to Mammoth. Cool. Lots of good snow. Yeah, no, that's... So yeah, Steve, husband, and I have been doing the Disney trips because he hasn't been able to take a lot of time off and step a day here and there. So Disneyland made sense because it's only like 20 minutes from the house. And that way we can go and get away from things. And it's like a vacation, for a day or two. And then come home. And then that way I don't have to worry about who's going to feed the kitties and someone to take care of the cats. That's been an issue lately because our friends that used to aren't able to physically anymore. I've been to some very small theme parks. There's one in Orange County.
I might have been one.
Besides the pier, Santa Monica Pier.
I think I've definitely been to a amusement park that you haven't in the United States.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I've been to Dolly World.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to that one. Yeah, Dollywood.
That one. No, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Dollywood. And you're wondering, we were in,
cool.
Gatlinburg?
Yeah, they have lots of attractions and
doing some music stuff.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Couldn't help myself. I had to go. I had to see what it was about. And unfortunately, it was raining, so there was a roller coaster, I was told. It was just a bunch of amusement stuff, like shops to get people to buy things.
Yeah. They do have those cool mountain coasters, though. There's a lot in that area. Alpine, they call them alpine coasters. And I've been on a few of them here in California, but those are really fun.
I've seen the trailers for Action Park. Absolutely, I would go to Action Park. Are you kidding me? That's my kind of place. Like, legitimate, you can be maimed on the rides. Yes. I will not only go there to watch, but to participate. That looks fun. That's fun. Can I do that on, skates? Adventure Society. All right.
Oh, yeah, Adventure City. That was the one I was talking about. You're supposed to have kids to go there. But if you're a coaster enthusiast and you show up with your coaster enthusiast badge, they'll let you in to ride the 2 coasters that are there.
Some people are really into roller coasters. Yeah, like the wooden ones. I've ridden on. I mean, I understand. For me, the thrill of riding on a wooden roller coaster, the large one that I rode on, was thinking the entire time, this thing can go at any moment because it was wobbly. Oh, yeah, that always makes me nervous. Especially if it's at a park that doesn't maintain their rides well. Well, it's the physics of it being wobbly is why it doesn't fall apart. Wood can bend.
Yeah, because it's wood. Yeah. But a lot of the wood coasters now, they retract them with steel on top. So they're a lot smoother. They use the wooden structure as the base.
Yeah, that was the one I was on. I mean, it was a steel truck. I mean, it was what is it
Oh,
called?
okay.
The Scream Machine or something like that. What are you doing, Steve?
Yeah,
I
here's
like to imagine that Steve's in Cambodia or something working on
Oh, FX Boy. Yeah, that's always a scary thing.
one thing I could
But
never
go ahead, Vin.
find in North America is luging.
Luge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually,
I would settle for bobsledding.
yeah.
I prefer going down as a human meat sickle, but I mean, yeah, I'll get it on a torpedo with skates.
I've seen a luge here in Cali somewhere. I have seen one. I've always wanted to do it. I know that. I've been bobsledding. But yeah, I prefer that too, Ben. Being a little closer to the ice.
I mean, I think if anyone's been around ice long enough at any point in their life, you've been on some form of ice luge because you were sliding uncontrollably down something.
True.
Which I haven't done that in a while, which is good. I still feel bad for the UPS guy. I was up in Atlanta and it was still iced up. It's been several years back. And like, hey, how's everybody doing? And he just went down like a big flight of stairs. Like, man.
Oh no, that's.
He popped right back up because I was like, oh man, let me go see if I can help the mangled body show down there. And he's like, no, I'm fine. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's always scary.
No thanks. Oh, Steve, man, we can do like tandem. That'd be awesome. I'll get Steve to go skydiving with me. I think he'll enjoy it.
No, he'd never do something like that. I would, but my heart doctor, it was funny because years ago my mom had told my heart doctor I wanted to skydive. And he's like, you must not absolutely do that. Never. He goes, you could have a heart attack. He was so worried about me. He didn't like me going on roller coasters either, so I had to be very, very careful. And I love going on roller coasters.
Coasters are fun enough. I mean, like, I get it. You know, the only thing I don't like about coasters is the line ride, you know?
Yeah.
I think if that was more, you know, now these kids these days, they have like line passes and you can wait and you get summoned, but that would make it more tolerable. But yeah, waiting for like an hour and a half, 2 hours for like a minute ride, I'm like, no. The reward benefits out of whack.
Yeah. That's why at Disneyland we pay to get on the rides quick. So, because we don't want to wait in those lines. Steve and I are like, we're too old to be waiting in 2-hour lines. Let's just pay for it and get it over with. I've done that, been there, done that.
See, you guys...
And that way we can enjoy the park more.
You're not doing it right. You guys got to get walkers.
Yeah.
Got a rocket, get some tennis balls.
But yeah, I do love roller coasters, but now that I'm older, I can't handle the giga coasters and the ones that have the huge hills. I love anything that spins, so I don't mind being twisted around. I don't mind the most twisty coasters in the world. I've been on those, no problem. It's the ones with the huge hills, because that's what causes my heart to have problems. And it's not that I don't like them, it's that it's the weightlessness and then the constant gravity push and weightlessness. It gives my heart issues.
So what you're saying is I can take Steve skydiving?
Yeah. Yes, you can take him. Not me.
Well, listen, I'm going to need a co-conspirator. I'm not going to be able to get him all by myself. He's going to be... Wait a minute. Something's up.
That's true, FX Boy. Yeah, they get... yeah, doctors. They do.
All right, I got my tea in me,
Okay.
so I think we can
Vin's got his caffeination.
Man, I wish caffeine worked on me. Like I know people like, oh, I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm jittery. I'm like, quit bragging. I guess I'm so horribly crippling addiction to caffeine that I just normalize. Like
You don't notice it anymore.
I slam caffeine from the moment I'm drinking tea, and like even my water has caffeine in it. So
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
buy like the energy packet stuff to put in there, and yeah, I'm just wound up, everyone. I'm just bouncing off the walls. Right now.
Yeah, well, your body's gotten used to it. I can't have caffeine, or I get really ill. I can have a little bit, but not, like with chocolate.
I was
hot
about to
chocolate.
say, man, I was like, I don't want to live anymore if I can have chocolate.
Yeah. I know. I just have a little bit.
Exactly, Daisy. That is like, yeah, I can have tea, I can have coffee, I can have an energy drink. Like, oh, never bad. That, I don't know. Maybe I could like not have. I don't know. I've never tried it. To just like stop having caffeine, because that seems like, what's the point? Got to do something that is unhealthy. I'm too healthy, Jill.
Yeah.
I need a bad habit. That's what I'm saying. I need a really like legitimate good bad habit.
That's always been a challenge for me, is trying to figure out something that I can have that'll give me that energy boost, for like doing the shows.
Methamphetamines.
And whatnot.
We can get
And
you some
I'm not
speed, man.
Yeah, no.
Linux is my bad habit. Podcast is just a side effect. Speaking of that, I need to do the social media thing. Let's see. Wait. Let me go to the home thing. Here we go. And there's Jill's post. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
We're going to quote. What should we say? Hello. It's true. True?
Usually Ven does true story.
It's true. There we go. We have social media. That was one complete social media. It has been done. I know. Talking to your fellow human beings is like icky. It's nasty. I don't know. I'm not antisocial, strangely enough. But I can take it or leave it. I can do I'm perfectly content by myself, but in a group, I'm fine. If you hand me a microphone, I can even entertain.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's do the thing. Shut. And I know the browser works, so we can bounce to that. We just got to get our unreasonably bouncy techno music for the credits up and running. Let's see. There we go. Let's get the DAW bounced over. Hit the record. We hit play. We hit record number 2. All right. Oh, let's see. I'm used to being the entertainment enough where you'll be the first person to get the microphone from me. I'm like, hey, yeah, here. I'm out. Very easy to do, because I'd rather be like, if we're at a party, yeah, I'd rather be in the party. I whatever that thing is that craves attention is broken in my head. Like I said, I'd much rather just be chilling out doing my own thing. But I like doing this stuff too.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on. Maybe in the world of Linux, in the world of oh man, I'm gonna lose my nerd card. Klingon Home Planet.
Yes. Absolutely.
This is gonna bug me. What is it, Jill?
I'm facing? Oh, man. How embarrassing.
Hey, man, I'm taking you
it's on
down
the tip
with
of my...
me. Kronos.
No, it's on the tip of...
Is it
Kronos, it's on the tip
Kronos?
of my tongue. Oh, God.
We're going to be talking about Kronos as well.
Yes. How embarrassing. Yeah. It was on the tip of my tongue.
You know what, kids? You can get off both our lawns.
Yeah.
Check it out. I'm Vin. That's Jill. Everyone watching this live on Twitch, maybe listening after the fact, but most of you are. How's it going? Hopefully you're having a good Wednesday or Thursday or whenever you're picking up our nonsense. So, Jill, I was doing a thing yesterday and you're just like, I'm going to show up too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun playing Trackmania Stadium yesterday where we tested different maps and tracks so we can get good for Friday.
This is something...
But it was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you showed up. And this is, like, you can come into... We're doing Trackmania Stadium 2, which is a much ignored game in the series, but it's really cheap. It runs on a calculator. And on Linux, all you have to do is pop in with Proton. There's no setup. Just boom, it's done. We got a private Linux server that I set up. But it's super accessible because it's just bouncing around trying to get to the end of the track. And sometimes just finishing the map is its own reward.
Yeah.
Unlike another game that I've been playing, I burnt a Heretic purchase and I bought God of War because, man,
nice.
Like, Horizons, these are my types of games. You give me a Tomb Raider, you give me Horizon Zero Dawn, like semi-open world, story-driven action RPG. I'm going to eat it up. I'm going to sit and play the whole thing. Having a good time with that. If you're curious, how's that running on Linux? Day one, it was a little rough because we were building up shaders, but now pretty decent. Out of the box, it does have a very curious issue with, and this is on Windows too, if you full screen it, it's going to default to whatever the native resolution of your desktop is. In my case, it's 2160p, and I have a 2160. So when I go full screen, I have to enable DLSS on my NVIDIA card and cut the speed all the way up to fugly. So I'm like upscaling 720p textures to 2160p. To get it to hover around, 55, 60 on normal, while in a 1080p window, it's a lot better. But hey, that's the price you pay. And it's also, that just goes to show you that Proton compatibility with Windows, pretty spot on. Hopefully they'll fix that. Mm-hmm. They don't seem to think it's a bug, but hey, who knows?
Aw, you did a great job fighting that dragon.
Thank you, Jill. This is, Jill gets to see some of my, I'm not good at games. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm persistent. I don't give up. I will keep dying and dying. It's like watching a really dumb meat AI trying to figure something out, because that's all it is. Like, I'll just keep smashing against it. And yes, I did a happy dance when I finally killed that dragon. I'm like, yes, yeah, finally. Not a clever man. So, we're promising Klingons, we need to deliver.
Yes. So you can say success, or you can say kapla. Yes, this is so cool. There's initial language support for Klingon and Inter-Slavic. It's coming to LibreOffice. Woohoo! This is actually really amazing, and it shows the power and the versatility of open source software. LibreOffice is actually available in over 100 languages, and the Document Foundation would like to expand that even further, even if it's Klingonese.
I don't even know where to go
so
with this.
cool.
I didn't expect this. But yeah, I mean, with open source software, just being able to come back in and throw them like, we want Klingon support. Why? Because we want it. Okay, can you imagine getting that in Microsoft Office? No. That just wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. And this is, just wonderful for all of us Star Trek fans. And it's also very helpful, for those who write documentation for Star Trek conventions or prose for Star Trek novels, for the scriptwriters and the actors of a Star Trek series, absolutely. Or for those who just want to write Klingonese.
What if I'm like...
It's needed.
Working on a new Shakespeare play.
There's that. You can read Hamlet in Klingonese. So that does exist. In fact, lots of Shakespeare has been translated to Klingonese. It's even been talked about in the movies, in the Star Trek movies. So what's really cool is, thanks to a book, a well-known book called The Klingon Dictionary, written by Star Trek's linguist Mark Okrand, that came out back in 1985. Klingonese is an official language in the show. So it was, fully written out as an amazing language. And it's nice that we have a word processor and, a suite that we can write the kaplas in. And toy too.
Nerd.
Nerd.
No, I mean, I was kind of interested in the more serious part of this is throwing in 100% more inter-Slavic, which I did a little background, do a little research in inter-Slavic. That's an interesting concept, and I'm glad that that's in there as well. But it's fun. It's Klingon, and don't have a problem with other people enjoying things is basically what I'm getting at. Like, this is neat. There's no need for any type of hate on it whatsoever. And I'm going to say good on them. Good on them. So say we all. Now.
Absolutely.
System 76 has got some hot cosmic rusty stuff. We've talked about this on the show. And I was kind of interested in it. Because, they're kind of like the new canonical. They're like, hey, you know what? We're going to try some crazier things or some experimental things. While canonical these days is too busy putting on the suit and tie. I'm like, hey, we're going to be all like nice and professional. System 76 is, hey, we're going to do something a little strange. And that's a Rust-powered desktop. There's a little bit of news on this. Exploring System 76's new Rust-based desktop environment. This is, all of the links for all of this is going to be in the show notes. But this is kind of fun. Just like walking through it, there's a disclaimer. It's still a work in progress. It's a couple of years away. But what most everyone's going to see here is this is a preview. Now, I got to be honest with you. This starts off with a thing called settings, showing you the differences between the System 76 settings and what is just in standard GNOME. I'm not up to snuff on GNOME, so it genuinely took me a second just looking at this, no cheating. Which one was GNOME in System 76? I was like, wait a minute. Oh, it's the one with the extra blue bits. It's the one on the left.
All the blue bits.
Yeah. Again, I've been over this, wrong person to ask. When it comes to, visual niceties, I just kind of skip over them. But that's either a saving grace for me or a fault, however you want to play that. But yeah, it's the one with the blue bits. I'm looking at it. There's some like nice blue bits on that. Always on search is going to be a thing in the new System 76 desktop. Yeah. Along with a floating window app library and a new compositor. But that's not enabled currently at the moment. Yet. Yeah. I mean, having like a floating launcher, I'm kind of down with that. I like that idea. Like maybe you can just pop something that's going to be wherever, your cursor's at instead of having to go down to a launcher. Maybe?
Yeah. Well, System 76 had changed that in GNOME because it used to be a full screen one, and then they made it smaller. So their new Cosmic is going to even reduce the size more, apparently. So what's really cool is that System 76 CEO and founder Carl Richel, he actually says the first Pop! OS release with Cosmic DE will be in 2023, and they are going to call it Epic 1, and they'll likely have alpha releases this summer, which is really cool. And he also said that the UX will remain similar to the current GNOME-based Cosmic, but there will be a unique aesthetic and functional differences. And, this rusty Cosmic is still a work in progress, and I am really looking forward to this. This is going to be awesome. I think right now, I think they're developing smaller changes that look more like the GNOME interface, but I think in the future, things are going to really change.
I will go take the other thing because I'm a huge fan of not broke, don't fix.
Yes.
So while I understand where you're coming from, Jill, like, hey, let's change things. I'm not a huge fan of changing things for the sake of change.
Yeah. Well, they will, System 76 is very, very good about listening to their audience and seeing what they would like in the OS.
What if everyone says, burn it all down? I want...
No. We're just all excited to have another, DE in this space, and it's made of Rust. Awesome. A great use for Rust.
It's kind of interesting. Again, you're trying something new. Good on you. Everyone at System 76. I'm glad to see that. And that's something I'm going to be following. And it is possible to champion something you're never going to use, people. Okay? Because I know you're always going to use XFCE. Yes, I am. But I still like this stuff. This is awesome.
Yes.
But
this is amazing.
There's maybe some people have thought, there used to be a time, hey, if you need to get serious work done at home, install Linux. Couldn't play games, couldn't do anything, couldn't watch movies, and, you were just stuck. You could code on Linux. That's all you could do. These days, it's not the case. Too many video games on Linux, and all the streaming services are available on Linux, distracting you away. Maybe you want to go back to where you just really can't do much.
Yeah. Well, there is actually a new desktop operating system, which is built from scratch, open source, simple, and respects the user. It's called Essence. And it's built with a small size, is lean and fast, very memory efficient, and it's built to run on low-powered hardware. And the whole point of it is in the article they talk about we have lost the simplicity and memory efficiency of operating systems because they've become so bloated, in today's day. And what's really neat is that Essence can take less than 30 megabytes of drive space and boot with even less RAM. And I actually downloaded the essence.tar.exe and imported the .ova in VirtualBox, and it booted almost instantaneous. It was really, really fast and amazing. And it's kind of cool. Did you notice, Fen, that in order to launch a new application, you create a tab at the top of a window that then launches a menu in the window for apps, and you click on the app, and then that app launches in the window. And a lot of there's some older Unix desktop environments that were very similar to this, actually.
Who likes old Unix desktop environments, Jill? Ugh.
Yeah. And I think this is just it's really nice to see a company focusing on less bloat. I am happy about that.
This is in the tradition of one person. It's like, I'm going to make my own operating system. And, it's pretty neat. It is always neat. Way back when the olds will remember, we used to follow this on, there used to be this site called Slashdot. And
absolutely,
we would follow the development of a one-person project, very similar, called SkyOS. You have to do
SkyOS.
You got to go to webarchive.org to dig this thing out, because the big joke one, this guy, he was working on the TCP/IP stack. We're like, do not call it Skynet, please.
Absolutely. Ven, this kind of reminds me of a modern day desktop version of Minix.
Minix. Why?
Yeah.
What?
That's kind of what we have here. It really.
These minimal hipsters, man, they want their BOS.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I get it. Having a modern OS that can boot effectively on a calculator these days is kind of neat, especially when you just can't go out and buy brand new stuff unless you can make it rain money. Yeah. So I support something that's tight, small, efficient. Talking about efficient, the UI is completely vector-based. Which
Yeah, very impressive, huh?
Pretty neat. I mean...
The themes were really nice, too. You can easily change the colors. And nice desktop wallpapers were default. I went through some of the desktop wallpapers. But yeah, the fact that it's vector-based made it, quick, snappy, and sharp-looking.
Even things like this much-hated Flash, that's the reason Flash got away with so much on such limited bandwidth. But I think having a vector-based UI is just fascinating from that aspect alone. It's something I want to go back and look into.
Is.
Network support's kind of limited. It only works with the Intel 825/4 X- whatever. Ethernet. Video's another thing I went looking for. Don't expect a whole lot. BGA, VGA. That's it right now, because that's hard to do. That's something that's going to come later on. Apps are a little on the limited side. You got a file manager. Now, then again, you could conversely make the argument, no, it's only for efficiency. File manager, text editor, of course, IRC. One of the first things you need to get up and running on your operating system, which I'm not even joking, like, makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
A system monitor, which, all right, that's neat. All it needs, so we can poke a little hole in that dam of efficiency is a web browser, so I can screw around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this project because it's kind of headed in some of the same direction as some of my other favorite micro distros like Tiny Core Linux, Astrumi, Slytaz, Puppy Linux. You know, so I'm looking forward to seeing the progress of this, definitely.
And it's not Linux.
Yeah.
So
it's got some BusyBox bits, but it's not Linux.
Why not?
Oh, and did you notice, Fen, that if you looked in VirtualBox, it says Windows file system?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was looking through VirtualBox, and that was interesting because I did read in one of their articles that they were going to be supporting Microsoft file systems.
Oh,
so
well, it's dead to me now, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
I'm just kidding. I mean,
no,
you got things
it's
like
awesome.
that. Like, you're doing pretty good in your life if you can get upset over the file system of an operating.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's better things to get upset about. Now, this might come as a surprise to some of you. I'm kind of interested just a little bit in audio production and video production on Linux. I know, like ASP. So I tend to keep track of like what's going on in the space of digital audio workstations. In a project that I've been following, relatively new in the scene, is Z-Rhythm, and they got a pretty big announcement with their latest release, which is a point release. And something that kind of caught me off guard, they're moving to GTK4.
Yeah.
Like, okay, which is interesting because projects like Odddoor are using GTK2, and they're like, we're not changing it. Why? Because it works. But they're going to be taking advantage of the built-in caching and hardware rendering capabilities of GTK4. Okay, because that's going to let you run things like your digital audio workstation on a potato PC. Okay, you absolutely have my attention. And Z-Rhythm has come a long, long way in a very, very short amount of time. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, beautiful.
It's very pretty, isn't it? Now, native LV2 support. I'm talking audio stuff, nerd stuff. So if you're worried about it, just kind of zone out for a second. That support's kind of next right now until they figure out a solid workaround. But VST, VST3, all that stuff's going to be working. No problem. But check this out. I installed the trial. And I put it on this box in the studio, which is just our streaming rig. And ran fine. Started up, looked at it. I'm like, whoa, I don't want to learn a new DAW. But it ran, it launched, no problems. But I do something that is completely out of scope compared to most people, is I run this screen on this monitor is running Harrison Mixbus, and it can be running Odddoor, it could be running Bitvig, it could be running Reaper. But this entire display, even the 3D elements, are coming in over SSH using indirect rendering, which is tied to Jackbox, which is a completely different computer, which allows me to run the DAW headless. So I'm not booting in X, nothing like that. None of that's running on Jackbox. It's like I run a DAW and I send that over to this computer. I wanted to see how that was going to play with GTK4. Short story, delete expletive caught on fire, yo. It didn't happen. It spectacularly exploded. And I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe not going to be able to get away with that neat trick. Still very good to see. Unfortunately, I will say this, kind of like Odddoor, because I saw that there were different models and very, very reasonable support options. You know, if you go to, let's take a look. If I want to download Z-Rhythm, Basics free. Save and loads disabled. Okay. Bundled plugins. £5 for single, $15 for the bundle, and $5 a month for my nightly builds, which is great, which is very great. But I knew for a fact when I went to the GitHub and looked for like an easy chunked up dependency for the build, like, hey, what do I need for Debian or Arch or anything like that? They are listed, but it's not very convenient. So one thing I'll probably do, at least for Debian-based distributions, is I like building stuff myself. Just come up with the package dependencies for that so you're not playing that fishing game. But yeah, very fascinating project. And it's the first thing I know of that's going to be leveraging hardware acceleration through GTK4. It's pretty neat.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think you're going to have fun testing that out. And it looks like it has some interesting new changes. It's got a new searchable preference dialog, because I know in those audio programs there's tons of preferences. So that'll make it easier to find things. And this is still a work in progress, but it was released early to encourage more testing of these latest changes like Finn is doing.
I want to play with it, and more DAWs, more better. And one thing we have on Linux that I probably don't respond to as much, that's had to die out, because this was one of the arguments for the longest time. Like, well, there's no digital audio workstations on Linux. This is untrue. All the major ones outside of Ableton, or, somebody's going to say Pro Tools. And I'm like, well, yeah, you buy the Mac for that. But, outside of Ableton, everything else has a native Linux version. And this could definitely be a contender in the future. Keep your eyes on it.
Yeah.
Now, I went and bought another Motu audio interface, because I was sitting around thinking, you know what? I only have 3 Motu audio interfaces, and that's not a nice round number. It's not what I thought at all. But I ran across this, and I knew people were interested in this. This came out in 2019. I did a video on it, a brand new interface in Linux. These take a while to get out because I do test this. This thing was run in production for Linux Gamecast Weekly. I seriously do test these things. I don't plug them in and go, look, it connects, go buy them, smash that bell, fam, or anything like that. I go through, I do latency measurements on them. I don't get into the weeds with the technical stuff, but it works really nice, and it's reasonably priced. You can pick them up again, just showing that this is it running. That's the session for Linux Gamecast Weekly from last week. And it had a couple of X runs, but like 6 for an hour and a half. What I was really impressed, really impressed, is the round trip latency, more so with kernel 5.16, because at 44.1, that's not what I run at. Let me, come on, there we go, 48K. At 48K is what I run everything at. With a buffer size of 128, this thing is 7.53 millisecond round trip. From a USB audio interface, which doesn't sound, maybe like these are just random numbers. Understandable.
Yeah.
This is within striking distance of my RME 9632, which is a PCI card. So, and that's coming in over USB.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Which means that I can use it for real-time monitoring, because, Jill's saying things, I'm saying things. It's got to go through the DAW, it's got to get processed, and it's got to get tracked out to the other boxes, but it's also got to come back into my ears so I can hear what's coming out in post. You can do it with this. You can do it with this without having a crazy small buffer. The problem is when you start getting down like a buffer size of 32 or a buffer size of 64, that's when it starts spitting X runs out, because you don't have much wiggle room. And one of the advantages of like an RME or something like that is it was able to have incredibly low, relatively low round trip latency with a higher buffer size. This can almost match it. And they're not expensive. They're about $200, and we all know.
$200?
Yeah, we know I didn't pay that for it. But
yeah,
it works as a sound card, since you're going to try to use it as one anyway with Pulse Audio. You plug it in, all the fun stuff, jack out of the box, works with the ULSA driver. I want to make a point that you're going to need kernel 5.14 or newer, unless you really like audio glitches. If that's your thing, just random like static and stuff like that, go for it. But yeah, I just go through the testing setup. There's the video and all the other fun stuff that you might expect from a standard old man VIN and another audio interface. But more importantly, now you know what works. Now you know what doesn't. And yeah, everything's on our web zone. If you like the video and all that, give it a share. As I always say, I'm just buying these with my spare cash and putting them out. So hopefully people at least find them informative. Maybe entertaining. I don't know. Jill doesn't like them at all. She's like, oh, another one?
I know Ven didn't like the bling bling of the VU meters that you couldn't turn off.
It's not. Okay. Here's the thing. See, I'm a reasonable human being. I am. I am. There are front meters. Now, I do point out with budget audio interfaces like Focusrite Scarlett series and SSL's got them and everybody's got their own thing. Universal Audio. That's probably the next one I'm going to get. You got to have that gimmick. You got to do something because what you're selling people is a glorified sound card. So it's got to have something special on it. And Motu decided to take the meters from their 8280S and put one on the front of it. And it's just this bouncy VU suggestion line that it's not numbered. It's not.
Oh, it's not numbered? No dBs?
Nothing.
Listed?
Nothing. It's just color code. Because in the video, I said, I've determined that this Unity 0 dBFS is somewhere around this hex color code. So you want to punch that in.
Wow. Yeah, that's not functional.
Yeah. I'm like, it looks nice. I'm like, yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
You can watch it bounce around. It looks all nice. Is it useful? Not a little bit. Nothing. Doesn't do anything. It's got a clip light, but you clip if you're monitoring. And yeah, the biggest problem is you cannot, how do you cut it off? You get some gaffer's tape and you go, whoosh, stick it over the front of it. And even then, if you're out and about, or if you get your laptop, that displays what drains the most life out of any mobile device, backlights. So, that's just constantly running. You can't even dim it. Can't cut it off. It's just sucking power. But they did put a power switch on it. They won my heart with that.
That's nice.
Being able to cut something off without having to unplug it.
Yeah.
Amazing technology from Mark of the Universe.
Especially with the USB duckbill. That is convenient. Having a off switch.
Also, I am mortified by the USB-C connectors.
Yeah.
I fully understand why you do it, because it's like, hey, it's USB-C on both ends. But it compared to like the Type A connectors, because a Type A connector, I feel comfortable like reaching over, picking something up by a Type A connector because there's all that surface area. The USB-C, I feel like I'm going to snap off if I'm not careful with it.
Yeah, it comes in and out very easily.
Oh, man. So, yeah, hopefully you like it. Hopefully you dig it. And what I'm trying to do is just, cover everything that I can get my hands on so people have that reference. Like, hey, does this work on Linux? Like, I don't know. Let me see if I can get one. And we will find out together. If you like what I do, like everything that we do, one thing you can, if you get a minute, maybe share our videos and stuff like that. But you can become a patron over at patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. There you go. There's a big honking ad, but we throw some things in to sweeten the deal. We got an extra hour. We got a bonus show just for patrons, the pre-super shows, and that's a production meeting each and every week. Jill pops in. What's going on? And we just talk about what we're watching, things that we got planned in the future. What behind the scenes stuff. If you're interested in that, that is there. But we also have a live and uncut series that we make available in podcast form. Now, that is on our second YouTube channel. That comes out a week later, which I just remembered I forgot to release last week's before the show. I make that available in podcast MP3. It'll be in your custom RSS feed from Patreon, and you get the video version a week early with the live and uncut. We also make the video version for the pre-super shows. And thanks for your support. We get to do this, and we kind of get to do what we're interested in. I'm interested in doing the audio stuff on the Mac end and the shows, topics. We're going to launch a show talking about Klingon.
Yes.
Why?
We'll just call it Kapla.
Yeah.
Kapla from Kronos.
Couple of other things we got over at linuxgamecast.com. We got Amazon wish list and all the fun stuff because we're just kind of rocking and rolling doing this what we can. That's how you end up on the list back here if you get anything from studio, but it's going to be wicked expensive. So I'd suggest heading over and see what Jill has on hers like somebody did this week.
Yeah, so thank you, Frosty. So Angel Frostclaw20 in chat got me this adorable pink plush penguin. Isn't he cute? From my Amazon wish list.
Horrifying.
It's adorable. And this is perfect because, see, I need little ones because I'm kind of running out of space for all my penguins. So having a little one is nice. So this is my smallest pink one. And he wrote me a sweet message, and it says, El Pingüino Rosado from Angel Mercedes. That means the pink penguin from Angel Mercedes. Thank you, Frostclaw, otherwise known as Angel. Thank you. He's been one of our, my favorite patrons and friends here on Linux Gamecast for a long time. Thank you so much. I love him.
That's just pure nightmare, man. That's
so cute.
It did make me think that we were joking about this in the pre-show, which would be, go back and listen to that if you want. The idea of a stuffed Clippy.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's great.
The more I talked about it, the more I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a stuffed Clippy. I mean, that'd be kind of fun to have in the background. It'd be real easy to make, too. I mean, just like stretch up, put some stuffing, roll it up, slap some eyeballs on it, and like a machete or something. Yeah, just like regular.
You can sell it on Etsy and eBay.
That's what. Oh, speaking of that, thanks, Joe. We have a store.linuxgamecast.com. Yes. You can get some LWDW classic merch and some other stuff that we have. Like somebody asked me where I got this. This is a common question that comes up about every 5 or 6 months.
Yes.
I made this. That's where it came from. This was me relearning Inkscape is what this was. However, the little sticker down here, our Hello sticker, you can pick up from the store. It's a die cut sticker. They're really nice, high quality along with the shirts. So yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. Where are we at? Right. Slice of pie. Would you bite into this?
That's a cloth blueberry pie. A cloth, and I think it's a leather with blue cloth.
Not what I asked. So would you bite into it? Come on.
No, that wouldn't be too tasty unless you're Oscar the Grouch.
Maybe you could boil it like a boot, and it would be nice and tender.
Yeah. You can make some stone soup with it.
Oh.
Put some stones in it, and so and then put that leather flavoring in there.
Leather flavoring. Now I'm going to have to search. Can I buy some leather flavoring? What does leather flavoring taste like? What do you imagine leather flavoring tastes like? Probably tastes like sadness. Leather. I don't know. Maybe. Where are we at? Oh, right. So we are going to talk about something Raspberry Pi related. Malware on the Pi. Oh, detecting malware on the Pi. Huh.
Yeah, this is amazing. A team of researchers at France's Research Institute of Computer Science and Random Systems actually created an anti-malware system centered around a Raspberry Pi that scans devices for electromagnetic waves. And it has up to 99.8% accuracy. It's just, my mind is blown. This seems like magic to me. But in the article, it states the security device uses an oscilloscope, a picoscope 6407, and an H-field probe connected to a Raspberry Pi 2B to pick up abnormalities in specific electromagnetic waves emitted by computers that are under attack. The detection system then relies on convolution neural networks to determine whether the data gathered indicates the presence of a threat. Wow, isn't that an amazing use of electromagnetic waves in AI? I'm just so impressed.
I mean, if you want to use them for good, maybe.
Yeah. But what's really nice is this actually brings low overhead to the picture and, to IT or scientific experiments and server infrastructure because it is not software-based. It is hardware-based. So you don't have to worry about implementing that in your administrative toolkit, except as hardware. And, the actual hardware that is connected to the Pi is quite expensive. But this is still an amazing way to use this technology. Oh my gosh. It only cost them the price of the equipment and the Raspberry Pi and a couple, yeah.
it warms my heart to know that no matter where you're at, I mean, if you're sitting around the house by yourself on a weekend afternoon, or if you're a researcher and you see if you just see a Raspberry Pi in the corner, you're like, I got to figure out something to do with that.
Yeah, it's so, it's definitely magic. It's kind of like our BIOS is made of a quartz chip in our computers. And that frequency is what, tells the computer what frequency to run on, that little quartz crystal. That's magic too, but it's also science. And this is just as amazing.
This is pretty neat. It's outside of my pay grade, but hey, rock on. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here. We're running a little bit long,
yeah.
But if you want to get a hold of us, head over to the web zone, linuxgamecast.com, smash that contact button, fam. Pick the right show. I mean, LWDW is what we do. Linux Weekly, Daily, Wednesdays. We got LGC Weekly. We got reviews, talks. If you're working on a neat project or something in the open source community, maybe you want to come on the show. We'd love to have you. And of course, we have others and relationship advice as well. Just give us a name, give us an email we can reach you at, and we'll be in touch. We got to get out of here, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. Time to get out of here.
Baby.
Oh boy. Electromagnetic waves.
Well, I mean, yeah, the trick is getting the electricity in the rocks, though, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The lightning.
Oh my gosh. Well, when I first read that article, I was thinking, wow, this is a physical way to detect a disturbance in the force, for sure. Electromagnetic waves, amazing. And thank you to all our wonderful patrons, our sea monsters, our advisors, our death notes. Oh boy, we love you all. Thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this and bringing all these wonderful podcasts to you.
You can joke about magnets all you want, man, but once you realize that we still genuinely don't have a agreed upon thing about what is gravity.
Yeah, Jordan.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Thanks for showing up.
Aw.
Till then.
Good point, Jordan. Bye, all. Love you.
I did a deep dive on gravity, and that's...
Yeah. That article, I had read another one on it was long. It was probably about 10 pages long on how it works. And yeah, I couldn't comprehend all of it. So I was impressed by it.
Oh, man.
Sure.
I don't know. I think maybe the Juggalos will crack fission first.
Yeah, Mir, that's good. Yeah. But yeah, the fact that it detects the malware, the badly running software in the system. Yeah, the machine goes tickety-boo, but it doesn't do it at the right frequency?
I don't know, man. I detect malware with my malware crystals that I got at Whole Foods.
I know.
Light some incense up. Deuterium, enriched Figo. Oh, man, too powerful. Yeah. Too powerful. Maybe not powerful enough. Who knows? So that one.
Oh, I like this song.
This is legally skirting as close as you can get. And it will not trigger a copyright because it is been fought against. This is a remix of Hot Stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. That's right. Yeah. But it's very different. Yeah, it has a different... Yeah. Hot... Yes.
I mean, it's got samples from the original...
Yeah. Yeah, it does. There it is. But the rhythm and the beat is changed just everything. Enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Short stuff, hot stuff, mild stuff. But that's enough about salsa. I'm going to buy some salsa. I need to go to the grocery, which I'm absolutely doing tomorrow because if I don't, we'll have like legitimate blizzard. slothy music.
The next one might be worse. So you got to get to Aldi's.
I'm sitting at the, if I'm out of tea or something like that, oh, no, it won't be bad. Yeah, right. I mean, it'll be, what's slothy music, Steve? What does slothy music mean to you, Steve?
Slothy is a wonderful amusement park vlogger from England. He covers all the fun fairs in England. And there's lots of them. They have a lot more fun fairs than they do amusement parks in England that pop up, on the weekends and throughout the week. And he's a really neat guy. He's one of our favorite vloggers. And he was, for New Year's, he was at home playing techno music with all the RGB lights in his kitchen and all the lasers just going like like if it was at a fun fair, because he had to stay home because he's getting ready for surgery. So that was his New Year's Eve video. And it was great.
If I have to condense this, I gotta condense this to Steve. Slothy music is that stuff one of the dorks Joe watches on YouTube.
Yeah. Boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants.
I could see Steve with some glow sticks.
Yeah, he uses license-free music of pop songs like all the vloggers have to. But what was neat, because of those videos, even though, they weren't done at a fun fair, they were done in his home. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons he did it is because he was up for nomination as one of the best fun fair and amusement park vloggers in England, and he got it. He got it over some that have over 1 million subscribers. So we were real proud of him. Because
learn things by listening to Joe. Yeah. Like, I know there's a competition for it now. Pedro.
Yeah. Yes.
We're going to get you into the fun blogging business at fairs. We're going to dress Pedro up.
Yes.
Someone you watch on YouTube? I don't know, man. My favorite, the thing that is just getting some legs on it, everyone, stay tuned. It'll probably make it to the Twitters and the Instagrams by this time next week, is the things that happen as a result from the dislike button. I mean, it's already getting into the welding community. So, yeah. Launch them off the log flume.
Yeah.
It's always log flumes, man.
Jordan, you can do that easily with any of us. Just throw us off a log flume.
No, Jordan's ticklish.
Yeah, he is ticklish.
Yeah.
We found that out, yes.
I wrecked the boy with barely lifting the finger, man. You can incapacitate ticklish people. They will be angry at you while laughing. It's win-win. No one gets hurt.
I used to be really ticklish, and I'm not anymore. It's kind of funny. I don't know why. I guess it changed when I got older.
Mm. Oh, baby, I got gloves.
Poor Jordan.
Yeah, I don't have enough functioning nerve endings to be ticklish, I guess. I don't know. That doesn't, no. I'm not sensitive. I know, like asp.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. I am stuck at a point in God of War that I'm going to have to sit and get good. What is that, Steve?
Oh, yeah, that's Slothy in his kitchen.
That completely
rocking out
tracks.
New Year's Eve.
That completely tracks.
And honestly, it was awesome that he did this, but it hurt my eyes because I do have sensitivity to fast color changing.
Well,
but it was still a fun video, no matter what. I need slow change in color, like my penguin that Arthurian got me.
What difficulty? I'm playing on, I ran into a Valkyrie, my first Valkyrie, that first hockey stick in God of War.
Oh, that's beautiful, though. Mir, I like that case. It's nice.
never visited the biggest traveling fair in both the UK and EU? Let me guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Well, he's gone to Winter Wonderland. And I think that's one of the largest. That is one of the largest fairs in England, I think. Huh, Daisy?
You're correct. You're correct, Jordan. They are optional for people who quit. You can't get good and everything's been manageable in God of War up to that point. That I walked in and got like two-shotted repeatedly. So I got to figure that out. That's bugging me. Yeah, I mean, there's like, yes, I could just nope out of that area, but I'm gonna take down a Valkyrie, and it's gonna be a little private war, and I'm gonna celebrate by myself. I'm gonna get some glow sticks. I beat a Valkyrie.
Yeah, Daisy's so true. There's a lot of big ones in England. I know he hasn't done much of, outside of England. There's another vlogger called Coaster Crazy, and he does the big fairs outside of England. But yeah, Daisy, I think I know about every fair in England that there is because I watch the vloggers. But they're so much fun. And we have little pop-up fairs here, but not as many and as you guys do in England. And I realize that some of that is because we don't have that many 3-day weekends. Because that's the thing, you guys have a lot more bank holidays and days off than we do. So there's not as many.
We have, in the United States, what you see more common is carnivals, pop-up carnivals. The traveling ones that you'll see in parking lots of all places.
Yeah, parking lots or school parking lots. Yeah, we always have one every year here, but there's not that many in LA County, and part of that is just because of a cost. So if we go out of LA County and go to San Bernardino County and Orange County, you'll find a lot more of them.
Balance to give me. I'm on whatever the default is. I think. I don't know. I've monkeyed around with a bunch of settings.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, of course. Here it's killed the carnies, but in England, they're just as popular as ever. In fact, I was really surprised a lot of theirs were still going on even during lockdown. Like some parts of the island were on more lockdown than others, and then they finally stopped for about 6 months. But here in Cali, our amusement parks and fairs were down for 1.5 years. So it's like, yeah, Jay-Z. And it's so nice one of the reasons I like watching the English vloggers is because it's really an art form. They really take it to the next level with the lighting packages and their theming of the machines. And they even have people that make miniatures and have little museums and conventions for building miniature fair rides. And that's really cool. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty much a fair nerd. Grew up going to fairs and amusement parks. That's why I'm doing Disneyland, and I grew up at Knott's Berry Farm and Magic Mountain and all the things.
I
am a fair nerd, or carny nerd, and amusement park nerd.
You go anywhere they have cotton candy, man. Come on.
Oh, I know. And I love cotton candy. Do you believe it or not, since Disney is open since lockdown, I still haven't had cotton candy. I saw it our last trip, and I'm like, I can smell it going by, and I'm like, I bet it's just almost too much sugar. I'm being very careful when I go to the fair. Steve and I only have one treat. It's like, but it's hard to do when you're smelling the popcorn, you're smelling the, cotton candy and all the ice cream and all the frozen bananas and candy apples, and I want it all, but I gotta be Careful, I don't want to get diabetes like my father did.
Come on, Jill. Just one cotton candy burrito.
There you go. Ooh, that looks good.
Ice cream, sprinkles wrapped in cotton candy. Mmm.
Yeah, the steam engine fairs we love that, Daisy. That's why we love Carter's, and there's another one that we watch that does the steam fairs, but Carter's is kind of the most well known. Yeah, Daisy, speaking of which, have you been to one of the Carter's fun fairs?
See, Jordan, now I'm thinking about how far can we take it, though? Because if it's cotton candy and we can put all that together, what we can do is chocolate coat it, which will allow a batter to be put around it so we can deep fry it.
I don't. Well, you could, yeah. It'd probably taste halfway decent deep fried, but I don't think cotton candy and chocolate. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, that's one of the last steps is the tote bag full of salsa. Obviously, but yes. Mm-hmm. Natural linear progression for taco telling.
Nice, Daisy. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, they've filmed a couple TV shows and movies at the Carter's fairs. And we saw what was really neat during lockdown. Some of our vloggers got to go to the Carter's, their main headquarters, and get a private and personal tours of the facilities and how they, make all their signs and work on the rides. So that was really neat. Yeah, Vince. So Carter's is all the steam engine and vintage fun fair, and they have all the classic rides, but they're all beautifully immaculate and taken care of, and they paint them all like on a yearly basis. So it looks like you stepped into a fair in 1920. That's pretty impressive. I get excited about all this stuff. Even their trucks. I know their trucks are so beautiful. Yeah, and they're working. They use these trucks to move their fairs around. They keep all the old equipment going. It's a big business for them, and they're doing very well with it.
It's good to know that there's amusement park hipsters.
Yes, I definitely am. God, I love all the old... Yeah, Daisy, I love all the old rides. I love the skid rides. Oh, gosh. I love all those kind of rides. And yeah, we do have them here in the U.S. as well at our older theme parks on the pier. We have some vintage rides and vintage coasters that are really well taken care of.
See, that sucks a little fun out of it. You want to go to like a pop-up carnival that just looks so sketchy. Like everything in here is going to break and fall apart. I'm like, yes, let's get on one of these.
Yeah.
Sign painting classes. Oh, man.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Exactly.
Tetanus amusement park, Jordan.
You want something that looks like sufficiently dodgy. That's how you know you're going to have a good time.
Oh, yeah, the swing rides. Yeah, we actually have a couple parks here that have those swing rides in them. I got to experience that as a little one. Those are fun. And then I like the... what are they called, honey? The ones that... The real... swing ones, they're kind of like a dragon swing, but with a very small radius. The 360s. Yeah. I forgot what they're called. I'm spacing. The Viking boats. Yes, the Viking boats. There they are. Yeah, Steve has been posted them. Those are really neat.
What you need to do
that's a real thrill ride.
Sit Steve down in front of a copy of BioShock Infinite.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of the art here is very reminiscent of BioShock. definitely.
He might not play the game, but he'll spend plenty of time going around looking at the modeled architecture.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about that game is going through the amusement park, especially in BioShock 2, I think it was. Yeah.
Well, like Infinite takes it to the whole like this, like that.
Yeah.
Like
the Infinite. Yeah, the second. Yeah.
Third.
Yeah, I always get mixed up between the second and third. It's the BioShock Infinite that has the, you can get on the rides. Yeah, and that's why Steve Husband is inspired by building dioramas.
Oh man, the door guy taking
Swedish.
all the money.
Oh my gosh, Oil of Hope. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need to go to Sweden. I have a lot of family there that I'm in contact with.
That sounds dodgy, Jill. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I contact with them on social networking, but that is cool, you know, because my dad's mother and father were full Swede, so I have a lot of Swedish in me.
Oh man! All right. Oh, we got a couple of minutes. So, any final thoughts? What are you playing tomorrow, Jordan? Are you going to be back to Cybertruck? You guys were playing Armadillo last week.
Yeah. They were playing furry battles.
Check my email and see if the internet exploded while we were doing a show. It does not appear to have.
Oh.
Work commitment. All right.
To see if your UPS kicked in. No.
Bye-bye, Steven.
Oh. Bye, honey. I'll see you later.
All right. I think, do I have anything I need to mention? I think we got everything taken care of. Do I have any pressing? What? All right, now I'm curious. All right. Did anyone see the one that I want to click on there?
Band of Brothers.
No. Two Razor Blades.
Actually, that was such a good series. Oh my gosh.
You know, I watched that years and years and years ago. It wasn't bad, was it?
Yeah. It was really, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. And it was excellent. It was nice to have HBO too.
Why do I have HBO now? Is there anything on HBO that I've watched since? Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. I just went through the mental justification of why I keep my HBO. Is because there's going to be a new Game of Thrones one with Doctor Who on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch that. That's why
And the new Matrix, which I need to sign up to HBO.
And Peacemaker. Okay. I got to watch. I didn't know that was on HBO. All right. Then I'll watch that. I still got to watch. I'm going to at least watch 1 or 2 episodes of Peacemaker and see how I like it. I'll just put that on the ever-growing list of things I need to watch before I turn into the person who's like completely out of touch with what's culturally relevant at the time.
That's the problem. There's just so much. And I have, we're subscribed to like 6 different channels, and it's like, do I need another one?
No.
I know.
You're going to turn into the people who just have the Weather Channel on the TV 24/7.
Yeah. Well, that does happen later in life, yes. My grandmother used to do that.
I mean, it happens to almost everyone at some point. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
No, the weather's going.
It's kind of funny because as I've gotten older, I do pay attention to weather a lot more than I used to.
You do, man. It's natural progression of your life. Like, okay,
Yeah. Because I think, as a little kid, you're not really aware of it or pay attention to it. Mom and dad took care of everything, and you didn't have to worry about it.
I remember 10 years ago.
So now it's like, okay, we got an adult. Like, oh, if it gets really hot, it's the weather doesn't change much here, so when it does, it is a big deal if we get a little rain, you know. So, but we got to be prepared because we're not ready for it.
I guess you could be excused for not carrying an umbrella in Los Angeles.
Yeah. We do have one in the car, mostly for when we go to Disneyland and it's occasionally rained.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. It's perfectly logical.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if that is... That's good. Yeah, everything's good. All right. Cool, everyone. I'm going to go transmogrify data bits. So...
Sounds good.
What are you getting into, Jill?
Oh, well, I have a big package that's supposed to arrive today, an exercise bike.
All right.
So that should be here anytime. So I was going to get ready to make a space for that and get some lunch and go for a walk and do some chores around the house.
Steve, I expect some pictures this evening.
Yeah.
Of the exercise bike. Take some pictures
Yeah.
of Steve as he's trying to unpack it. And...
Yeah, he's going to have to help me put it together. No, I think it's actually really easy to do.
Don't jinx it.
I know. You never know. It's supposed to be a foldable, so it's supposed to come mostly in one piece, and then you unfold it.
Sometimes things are really
extra
good
money
like
to get
that.
a nice. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, that's something I'd like to see in more things like bikes and things that, furniture stuff. Like, show me how it comes on the box. What am I going to be dealing with? Is it going to be some IKEA level stuff? IKEA is really easy to put together, by the way. Like, if you struggle with IKEA stuff, stay out of the construction model building business.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're not going to have a good time. All right. Hopefully it's nice and smooth. And it'll be fun. Cool, everyone. I will see everyone Friday if you want to pop in for our
Yes,
Track
I will
Mania.
be there.
7:30. Head over to twitch.tv if you're currently not on twitch.tv and look at the schedule. I'll be going down 7:30. I added some new tracks since last night, and I took away one track because what we do on Tuesdays is there's a voting system built into the server that I've added on. So people, if you don't, and it doesn't tell me who voted on what, but it gives me an idea when we go through the tracks on Tuesday. Like, I know everyone really disliked this one track, so we're probably going to pull that out, which we did. It was Easter 92, but I've also added a boss track.
Yeah.
So once you get to the end, everyone will know exactly what it is. Once you get to the track that wrecks you, myself included, that's why I threw it in. That's going to be the last track of what we're playing tomorrow night. And
Nice.
Not tomorrow night, but Friday.
Friday night.
Get good. Servers up 24/7. Hop in, get your laps. Everyone's records are currently actively tracked, so it doesn't matter when you come in. I saw Beastvic was beating me earlier, as was mentioned, because as I was saying in the pre-show, it's like I was getting ready to do these things to the track, but he was in there practicing, which is what you should do if you plan on showing up Friday, because you get a chance. You don't get a chance. Guaranteed. You can get free video games for your effort of racing a silly little car around a silly little track. The top 3 places.
Yeah.
Because we are cleaning out my Humble Keys, and there's some nice games in there because I got tons of games, man.
Well, if I win a place, which I highly doubt, I would give my award to one of our other patrons.
It depends on what game it is. Don't lie to people.
Yeah. Aw.
Come on, man.
This is, yeah.
I was telling Jill, just like, I might be in last place. Not if you practice. Because we got everybody in there. The whole point of this is just to get good at it. We're all roughly at the same level, and that means we can sometimes get around the truck. So that's why I started this, because currently with Trackmania 2, it's available on Steam. Go look at the online games right now. The people that are populating those servers are the type of people who do nothing but play this game.
Yeah.
And the track selection that they do is reflective of that. Like, I'm competent in the game-ish, but I struggle to even get around some of those tracks. So I wanted to bring it back to just like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's do some fun tracks. And we're all roughly at the same level. So there's that friendly competition plus encouragement going around it. And it's not strictly a racing game. Like, I'm not into racing games. Poke your nose in.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's just chaos and fun and bouncing. Like, yay! It's just, you're trying to get through something and you'll just see somebody else flying through the sky. I'm like, well, I guess it didn't work out for you, did it? Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I hadn't played it in 2 years, so I was pretty rusty. I mean, I've played distance. It's funny because I can play distance really well on the keyboard, and because I'm halfway decent at distance. I've played the whole game several times and got pretty good at flying, but it's a lot harder with the controls. And this game is easy. You basically have accelerate and backwards.
Two buttons.
Yeah, and reset. A lot of reset.
That's what Wimpy was saying. He's like, I got to map reset, delete onto my Stream Deck. Yeah, you hit that a lot. So
yeah,
it's just fun little chaos, and like, there's nothing to it. I mean, it's super approachable. Hopefully, I've done a good job selling it to everyone.
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely, Vin. It's fun.
I'll be there Friday. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Love you all. Bye, Daisy. Bye, Beastwick. Bye, Oil of Hope. Bye, Foxy. Bye, Jordan. Aw.